Listen, we really need to talk about that giant hunk of depreciating metal currently sitting in your driveway, because I am willing to bet my own terribly mismanaged credit score from 2014 that it is secretly eating your future alive right under your nose. I get it though, I really do, because there is absolutely nothing quite like walking into a modern dealership and smelling that hyper-toxic blend of fresh plastic and financial desperation that we affectionately call the new car smell. You sit in the driver's seat, you grip the heated leather steering wheel, and suddenly you are no longer a mid-level coordinator making 60 grand a year, but a titan of industry who commands absolute respect on the interstate. And then the finance guy in the slightly shiny suit slides a piece of paper across the desk and tells you that for the low, low price of $700 a month for the next 84 months, you can drive this bad boy home. 84 months. That is 7 entire years of your life tied to a machine that literally starts losing value the millisecond it's touched the public pavement. It is absolute insanity, but we all do it because society has collectively agreed to pretend that financing a depreciating asset is totally normal behavior. I know this because I did it too, and let me tell you, crying in the front seat of a financed luxury sedan hits different when you realize you literally cannot afford to put premium gas in it. Let us just break down the math for a second, because math is the only thing that actually cares about your future. Let us say you buy a $40,000 car, which is basically just a nicely equipped Honda Accord with floor mats these days, and you finance it at 7%. You are not paying $40,000, my friend. You are paying closer to $49,000 by the time the dust settles, and the car itself is maybe worth $15,000 if you are exceptionally lucky and did not spill too many iced coffees on the upholstery over the years.
You literally paid 50 grand to hold on to 15 grand. And we call this a status symbol. If a financial advisor pitched you an investment that guaranteed a 60% loss over 5 years, you would throw a heavy office chair at them, but slap a shiny European badge on the hood, and suddenly we are literally begging the bank to let us make that exact trade. And do not even get me started on the whole, oh, but I need a reliable car to get to work argument, because 9 times out of 10, that is just the convenient lie we tell ourselves to justify wanting Apple CarPlay and ventilated seats. A 10-year-old Corolla is reliable. A 15-year-old Civic is reliable. What you actually want is not reliability. What you want is to not look broke at stoplights. And I am telling you right now that the fear of looking broke is exactly what keeps people actually broke for their entire natural lives. Imagine if you took that $700 a month car payment and just dumped it into a wildly boring S&P 500 index fund instead.
Over those same 7 years, you would not just have your money back. You would have tens of thousands of dollars in compound interest, essentially buying yourself a huge chunk of your retirement just by driving a slightly older vehicle that does not aggressively sync to your phone every time you open the door. The opportunity cost of a nice car in your 20s and 30s is truly staggering, because those dollars are supposed to be working for you, not resting in a parking lot while you are inside a grocery store using coupons to save 50 cents on peanut butter. Let us pivot for a second to leasing, because I can already hear the aggressive keyboard smashing in the comments from the finance pros who think leasing is some sort of elite life hack. Leasing is essentially renting a car at its steepest point of depreciation and then giving it back, so you have absolutely nothing to show for it except a bunch of blurry memories and maybe a small ding charge for that time someone hit you with a shopping cart.
You are paying for the privilege of driving the nicest version of the car during the exact window of time when it loses the absolute most value. It is a monthly subscription service for your ego. And yes, if you are a legitimate business owner and can write off the lease, maybe the math changes slightly. But for the average person clocking in and out every day, leasing is just a treadmill of perpetual payments that ensures you will never, ever actually own a piece of equity in your transportation.
We have to decouple our self-worth from what we drive, because at the end of the day, a car is an appliance. It is a tool designed to move your physical body from point A to point B without you having to walk in the pouring rain. That is it. It is literally just a fancy umbrella with a combustion engine. When you start treating it like a rolling billboard for your financial success, you are playing a game that the banks engineered from the ground up for you to lose. The truly wealthy people I know, the ones who actually have liquid money in the bank and do not just play rich on Instagram, are driving cars that are wildly underwhelming. They are driving 10-year-old trucks or completely unremarkable silver sedans because they understand that wealth is what you do not see.
Wealth is the investment portfolio. Wealth is the paid-off house. Wealth is the supreme peace of mind, knowing that if the engine block blows up tomorrow, you can just write a check to fix it without having an absolute panic attack in the mechanic waiting room. If you are watching this and you currently have a massive car payment, I am not saying you need to immediately drive to CarMax and sell it at a massive loss. Though, honestly, sometimes taking the negative equity hit is better than bleeding out slowly over the next 6 excruciating years. What I am saying is you need to wake up to what this is actually costing your future self. Next time you are tempted to trade in a perfectly good functioning car just because you are bored or because your annoying neighbor got a new Tesla, I want you to mentally fast forward 10 years into the future. Do you want to be the guy with a cool car and zero net worth? Or do you want to be the guy driving a beat-up wagon who could theoretically buy the entire dealership if he felt like it? The entire auto industry is built on making you feel inadequate about what you currently drive, so they can sell you a solution to a problem that does not actually exist. Dealerships are basically casinos where the house always wins, and they have gotten incredibly good at hiding the true cost of these vehicles by manipulating the monthly payment. They use this classic tactic called the Foursquare method, where they confuse you with trade-in value, down payment, interest rate, and monthly payment until you are so exhausted you just sign the paperwork to make it stop. They do not care that you will be eating ramen noodles for the next decade as long as you drive off the lot feeling like a winner for about 15 minutes. And the worst part is the add-ons they aggressively push in the finance office. Oh, you definitely need the clear coat protection plan and the extended warranty and the special nitrogen in the tires, which is just literally air that costs $400. It is a masterclass in psychological manipulation, and we fall for it because we are emotionally compromised by the shiny paint and the totally unfounded belief that this new car will somehow fix our profoundly mediocre lives. It will not fix your life, my friend. It will just make your life vastly more expensive. So please, I am begging you to break the cycle. Drive a boring car. Drive a car that makes your financially illiterate friends ask if you are going through a hard time. Wear that judgment as a badge of honor, because while they are stressing over a scratch on their rim, you will be sleeping soundly knowing your money is actually making more money. Transportation should never be a wealth destroyer, but for millions of people, it is the exact anchor, dragging them straight down to the bottom of the middle-class ocean. It is your choice, but please, for the love of compound interest, stop taking out 84-month auto loans before I give myself a literal aneurysm.